Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. Several members have asked me about how to use the two-bar combo, what defines the two-bar combo, and so I wanted to take a minute to explain exactly what a two-bar combo is, why it's important, and what specifically we're looking for in those two-bar combos for so that it makes it easier to make profits day trading futures. So just real quick, if you'd like a 5-day trial to the room and or you have any questions for me, just email me at tradeandperform@gmail.com. I am more than happy to help you out, just so you know, so there's no waste of time. Membership to the room is $95 a month. If you want the algos on your desktop, it's $250 a month. I don't spend much time debating the cost of the room. It's a huge value. It's why members stay in the room. And so no emails about why I should or should not charge, please. Okay, so what is a two-bar combo and why am I looking for it? So a two-bar combo is any two bars that have an algo. So let's go through and let's break this out. We'll use today's example and we'll describe what a two-bar combo is. So it's any place where I have a purple bar, a pink bar, an orange triangle, a red triangle, or a star, white star or pink star. That's it. That's what you're looking for. And really, what you're looking for is two of those things to line up with one another or specific patterns that you get off of the triangle bar setups. So let me give you a couple of examples of that now. One second. Just for the sake of this, I'm going to minimize this. And by the way, I'm showing on NQ, but we'll go and do ES in just a moment. It's highly effective on both products. So this is a two-bar combo right here. Purple bar, followed by a bar with a star. That is a two-bar combo. This is an example of a two-bar combo that stopped. Pink bar and triangle. There's actually a triangle's one algo, pink bar's one algo. In this case, the point of control and the price closed below the point of control, and the point of control of the next bar is below the pink bar. Both of those are entries. Unfortunately, that one stopped, and then you'll see right behind it, it lines up with another two-bar algo, meaning you got the triangle up, and the very next bar got stuffed. And what I mean by stuffed is you got a triangle up, and then the very next bar, the price closed underneath the point of control of that bar. That is a stuffed algo, and that is a reversal. So just to give you a different look of what is not a two-bar algo, right? There's a pink bar here, there's a triangle down, then there's a bar in between, then there's a pink bar. That's a three-bar algo, right? And then there's a triangle up. Technically, that becomes a four-bar algo. So the first question is, well, why focus on the two-bar algo versus a three-bar algo versus a four-bar algo? When you have a two-bar algo and they're side by side, the odds that they have the highest odds of having a good trade with a low risk reward. High risk reward, low risk. I apologize. I've been going at it all day and I'm a little bit tired. Let me give an example. On this trade right here, you get a purple bar followed by a star. Your entry is at the very top of that star. Okay. I usually use the buy stop, or you can wait for a backside test. But I'm entering that trade at 1141. The initial stop on this bar is a physical close behind that bar. Usually my stop is 20 to 21 points. And so the next step, so that's the initial risk. So if I get a star bar like this right here, so it does stop sometimes, right? So let's say this was a two-bar combo. It's not. Let's say I took this star here. Just to be clear, the stop on this bar, this one would be a little bit bigger. Actually, yeah, the stop on this bar would be a little bit bigger. It would actually be 1141. So let me be clear on this. On a 24-tick chart, see how it's 11505 to 1141. I'm not willing to take more than 22 points on that trade. It's almost instantly the stop I put in, and then I adjust it for the stop. That one was a little bit challenging, but I usually use a 22-point stop on these trades to start with, and that's an emergency stop, right? So I know the worst case scenario is I'm going to lose $440 per contract, or if you trade the micros, lower than that on ES. So two things that I require in my trading is a very high win rate and great RR. So initially you start off with a 22-point stop on this, but as soon as you get this triangle up, see this triangle up right here, the stop now goes on a physical close behind her. So my stop can move from 20, from 22 down to, let's see, 81 to 67. That's 81, 71, roughly 15 points, right? So as soon as I get this triangle up, the stop goes to 15 points, right? And so that's the risk part of the trade. The reason why that's important is, as you can see, had you taken this trade here, purple bar star, right? So you ended up, let's just go with the original risk, not to make the math too difficult, 22 points. So do you get your, the first question is, do you get your 1-to-1 RR? 81 to 01 is what I need to reach to get my 1-to-1. That's my 1-to-1 RR. The best I could have done on this trade in the initial push up would have been 81 up to 20. That's 40 points. That's this little move right here. This is 9:53 to 10:06, 10 minutes. That is $800 a contract, guys, for a $440 original risk. Now let me show you what I mean by moving up the stop, right? If I move my stop from minus 22 to minus 15, that means in order to get to net break even on this trade, right, if I have 15 points of risk, now I go from 81, 91. Now my net break even is 96. At this point right here, I have absolutely no risk on this trade, right? If this comes all the way back and stops me for minus 15, I end up at net zero plus whatever my small commission dollars are, right? And this trade has very, very high odds of winning. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to focus on purple bar star, pink bar star, right? And I'm going to do it both in ES and NQ. Okay, so let's get to 9 o'clock. Okay, and I'm looking for, and there's a specific reason why I don't trade around 9 o'clock. And I'm going to do this a little blindly. I'm not looking for location. I'm just going to go with, hey, what's the setup and what did the win rate look like, right? So I can tell you, let's see, where did we get our first star trade? I know there's one up here that stopped. This was at 9:01, 9:02. We just came out. We didn't take this stop because no one would take this trade right at 9:01. Econ just came out, and we were just kind of waiting for a setup. But let's say you had, right? This stop would have been minus 15. Why? You would have taken the trade here. Your original stop would have been 55. As soon as you get the down triangle, you're going to bring it down to minus 15. So that's 50, right? You're going to bring that stop to 50. And then on top of that, this, see how it went. Actually, I take it back. It wouldn't have been a trade because it's not a 2-bar combo. Forgive me. Let's scratch that for a second. And actually, if you look at the other way, so you'll forgive me, right? I'm just a little bit tired. If you look, this would have been a triangle down, purple bar, and a star. So let's start this over. So you're long on continuation, right? Would have been 41.50. Your stop would have been, let's just call it 20, right? As soon as you get the up triangle, your stop now goes to 25 for 15 points, 26. So that becomes your stop. So as soon as you get 15, you're at a 1-to-1 risk reward, right? So 41, 51, 56. So that gets you a 1-to-1 risk reward off. So if you simply close out that trade at 56, though I can tell you the win rate on that pink bar star floats between 65 and 80%, okay, depending on the market. And that's without doing any additional work, meaning looking for location, trying to figure out which way you're trying to trade. You're just looking for the trade, right? So first of all, if you have a 1-to-1 RR and you get and you have an over 50% win rate, you're a profitable trader, right? And then the maximum favorable excursion, the most you could have gotten from this trade, would have been 11,574. So let's do the math on it. 11,541 to 11,574 is 30 points or $600 a contract. If you scaled your first contract at 15 points, that's $300. And then you have to make a strategic decision that only you can make as to whether you want to try to push that trade to a location or if 30 points is sufficient. 30 points is a natural harmonic rotation in NQ. And so what you'd end up with is at 150, you made $300. The second contract, you made $600. If you trade two contracts, that's $900, right? And you got your obviously your 1-to-1 RR. If you look where your next 2-bar combo came, right, with the purple bar star, because each of them have, or a triangle star, your next location on this trade was right here. Purple bar star, right there. Original entry is 11,481, right? You got 22 points worth of stop. Once you get your triangle up, you now have $15 worth of risk, 15 points worth of risk. So now you're targeting 15 up. That's 96.50. It occurs right here. So now again, you have your 1-to-1 risk reward. Your maximum favorable excursion on this trade initially was 11,520, and if you held the position because you believed it was really going to go, you pulled out over 100 points on that trade, meaning your entry was 481, 90 points, not quite. Went to 571 before it rejected back down, right? And if you look through here carefully on the stars, you'll see no other star bar through here generated a 2-bar combo, meaning an algo in front and an algo behind. You can see it's very easy for me to tag and see which way it is. So there's your next 2-bar combo, right? So you can tell I'm hunting pink bar star, purple bar star. One of them stops in here. We'll find it. So again, your entry here would have been 11,517. Start with a 22-point stop. Then it goes to 15. So 17 brings your stop to 02. Your 1-to-1 comes at 27.32. So this gets you your 1-to-1 RR. That's the third trade, 1-to-1 RR. And then your maximum favorable excursion on this trade, right, was right up here at 11,596. So if you 11,596. So if you look at that extension, right, your original entry was 11,517. It goes to 11,596. That's let's see, 20 to 90, it's 70 points, $1,400 a contract, and you obviously got your risk off. And you'll notice again, you didn't get a pink bar star. Now you could have argued you got a 3-bar combo. I don't take the 3-bar combos, at least not in this market, not right now, because they're not, the effective rate is not high enough. Or if I take them as pure scalps, right? So again, you'll see over here, this is the fourth trade, pink bar, star, that was worth 100 points. So that was right. It's questionable as to whether you could have gotten this, and it was right at Fed. So don't take too much risk. You could have gotten, actually, I don't even know if you could have gotten this. This is the next one. Purple bar star, lifted, triangle down, star, obviously lifted. And then as you look up here, you would have got pink bar, star. Again, all of this is impossible on this particular Fed day. Don't even pretend like you could have gotten it. There's no human way you could have moved fast enough at this particular juncture. But what you will notice, assuming the speed's reasonable enough, is that these pink bar stars and purple bar stars really generate some pretty amazing trades. So looking very specifically for 2-bar combos with purple bar star. This is an example of a trade I would have got stopped on. Why do you get stopped? I would have tried to shoot it up. So I would have gotten my 1-to-1 risk. My net loss would have been net 0, but I would have looked for that trade. And then the other quality that you'll notice as I'm going through this trade that's really important is it doesn't always set up, right? Sometimes it's a 3-bar combo, sometimes it's a 4-bar combo. So remember, I'm not necessarily trading the market, but I am trading a very, very specific setup, right? I want a 2-bar combo that involves a star. So as I'm starting to fade, because it's 8:30, so I'm going to probably have to continue this tomorrow or in the morning, continue the video. So I want to go through and show the same setup on ES. I want to use an 8-tick chart and go through the same process, right? So let's start at 9 a.m. We'll just use today as an example. So here's 9 o'clock again. I don't think I would have, I did not take this trade. I don't think anyone in the room did. I actually didn't even set up. It's not a 2-bar combo, so we'll just keep moving on. So the first thing I'm doing is scanning for a star. So you'll see right over here on the 6, it showed up at 12:48, right? Purple bar star. And that one went huge, actually. So your initial push, your stop on this, your entry was roughly 71. The stop is usually 7 or 8 points, right? You clearly got your 1-to-1 risk reward. Again, the star pushes really far, and as I teach people when I'm coaching them or going through it, there's other setups here, right? But this setup in particular is very, very powerful. Right now, I want to show you a substitute here for this. Usually it goes purple bar star or pink bar star. The substitute is triangle down, red triangle or orange triangle, followed by a star. So triangle, star, triangle, star, triangle, star. You can see these went a long way on the extensions. Again, I wouldn't put too much faith in this 1301, not because it didn't work. I don't think you could have possibly executed it in a correct way until maybe after the Fed story. But the fact of the matter is if you could have moved fast enough, you would have seen triangle star, triangle star. I'm trying to find a stop. I know there was one. Purple bar star, um, purple bar star. That would have been a stop right there if I tried to get it for continuation. I would have gotten my 1-to-1 off, but I'd have been stopped on the rest. Let's see if I can find this. Purple bar star. I believe that was a low right there. Pink bar star. Again, I don't know that I would have shorted that after that impulse move, but that's a different story. Triangle down star, right? This process repeats over and over again. I don't know if you noticed that. And these do not rewrite. That star does not appear and go away. That purple bar does not print. Once that bar is done, it prints. It's time to move on, right? So the substitute for the purple bar for this is the triangle if it comes immediately before. And yeah, that's it. That's what we're. That is the highest odds trade. There's other setups there, but I have literally run out of juice. The trick here is knowing which size bar to be on in the morning, whether you should be on a 6-tick range bar or an 8-tick Renko bar. And that's something that I do when I guide people within the room, where I set them up and say, hey, it's slow, we should be on a 6, or it's fast. Just to give you an example, the same trade, and I know I said I'd be quick, but I want to show it here really fast. The problem with the 6 is it's a little bit faster. Again, it wouldn't have been very good here, but in the morning it was, because it slowed down after 9 o'clock. So here's 9 a.m. Central Time. And again, right over here, you'll see at 10:19, triangle down star for a beautiful lift. This was a stop on a 6 range. It'll fire more if the market gets fast. Triangle star. That's 849. Even this, I don't know if I would have taken that. Star down, star up is not a trade, by the way. That's a stop. We already covered that. Star, 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 star. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Let's keep going. It picked up pace here quite a bit. I'm sure you'll notice. And so see how the pace of trade changed here, which is why you had to be on the 8 instead of the 6. And I don't think anything else set up on the 6 was just too fast to trade on the 6 anyways. It just didn't matter, right? But there are some days when it's slower and the 6 sets up quite successfully. I'll show you Monday was one of those days. So we can just stop here at 10 o'clock and you'll see pink bar star right there work quite effectively. See if I can find it again. Pink bar star, that worked to get your risk off, but it stopped you. Ultimately, the better the trade, the higher the range bar, but sometimes the higher range bar just doesn't show the setup. Triangle star there. Again, you got your risk off, not much more. That's a stop right there. The only thing I can point out is you got a third wave up. We've been looking, ideally you'd be looking for short with that impulse move, but even if you didn't, the stop should be paying for itself on that trade. It really should. And you'll see when it comes down. Let's see if it sets up. This would have been a stop again. The market got really fast here at 12 o'clock. Triangle star. So let me show you the same trade on the 8 range. See how fast and how wide the ranges are going? We would instantly in the room go, oh, drop the 6, switch to the 8. It's an experience thing, but that's part of the reason why I'm guiding in the room. So this is the same, to give you an idea, this is the same Monday setup, right? And you'll see when it was pretty choppy coming into the high. But you'll see when we impulse moved up here, instead of getting a star, the higher range actually gave a 2-bar combo or a triangle that the price was beat. That's also valid. It's not as good as the star, right? This still would have been a stop right here. I got to tell you, that at 12:01 still would have been a stop. But as I go through the day and I'm looking for my trades to set up. Like, I'm going to give you a great example. This is a case where I would have stopped and reloaded right away. I get my money back. This is triangle star. I'm going to reload on that. Triangle star. I'm going to reload on that. I can sustain these stops, right? Because I know I can come right back on the trade and at least get my money back, right? If it gets tricky, like this is going into the last hour, right? But look at the extensions. Pink bar star. Look at the size of the extensions. Purple bar star. Look at the size of the extension. Pink bar star. And then you got to remember, in the room, I'm lining these. There's certain areas we won't trade in, right? We're looking for fair pricing and unfair pricing. We really have levels that we're looking at. And so we're not just trading, the levels are secondary. The setup at location is what's important. But you can see through the course of the day. Am I going to take stops? Absolutely. You've got to size it correctly so you can keep taking your setups properly through the course of the day, right? Purple bar star, look at the extension, right? That's a 3-bar combo. No. Pink bar star, again, you clearly got your risk off even if the rest of the trade did not work. Purple bar star, and these are stretching for 5 to 10 points a piece, right? That's $250 to $500 contract. That's a lot of money, right? If you can line them up with locations, which I print in the room, they look much like this. Like, I print them every day, both the general areas where we're looking and specific locations based on profile, which is what I would strongly suggest you do, especially if you're struggling. But this would be where's the S? I'm missing it. Let's see if I can find it. I have so many screens, but I lose it sometimes. NQ, ES. Wow, there it is. So like on NASDAQ, if you look today, I have, let me erase all my lines here. Right, so I'm looking for areas, like for example, this is an anomaly. This is a prior day's high. This is single prints. I'm looking for rejection out of single prints. I'm looking for responsive buyers, first time underneath. If we're above prior day's high, first time in. Value area high, prior day's high. Again, this yellow zone, this is an anomaly plus a prior day's high. I'm looking for rejection out of here. Then back into the single prints. I'm looking for responses back up out of here. So what we're doing is we're not just using one piece of the parcel. I'm using multiple pieces of the parcel all at once, right? I'm looking at location. I don't want to trade in what I call unfair pricing and fair pricing. I want to trade what's considered unfair pricing, which I explain in the room every day and post the charts. So purple bar star, triangle star, and then there's other variations on it, right? The key is trade a size that'll let you take multiple trades, and then have a clear idea of which direction you're trying to push the trade. And by the way, I want to be clear. When I say clear direction, that does not mean what you think the market should do, right? That means, what does the market do? Market comes into unfair pricing or into single prints. I expect rejection out of single prints. Market makes a big stretch, takes out stops to the left. Value area high, responsive buying. Into this anomaly, I'm looking for results, right? Into this prior day's high, I'm looking for setups. And that's the key. If I just traded the level, right, I would just take that level and get stopped, but I'm not. Like, let me show you. See that 11,731.50 area? This is a key, that 11,740, right? So if I jump over to 11,740 on NQ, this is 11,740. So when you look, right, so sees it approaches 11,740 up there. Well, now I'm looking for my algo setup. Now, what's the number one algo setup I'd like? triangle up or purple bar followed by a star, right, to the downside. I don't get it here, right? I want to be clear. I don't get the trade here. This does not set up. That's okay. So what I'd also do is I'd go and flash over to the 20 at the same location, right? Because maybe it's showing up on the 20 when it's not showing up on the 24. So if you look, here's the 11. This is live. So here's the 11 740, right? And then look what we get on top. Watch the sequence. So that's on the 20 tick. You get pink bar, triangle up, stuffed. Not a star, but that's still a good setup. It's a 2-bar combo. Triangle up, pink bar, get stuffed, point of control underneath, wham, roll to the downside, right? If I look back over here to the right where we came down afterwards and we came into support down here in the afternoon, right? So this would be untradeable realistically in the first few minutes afterwards, but this is this is already after the Fed news conference, and you will see down here at the low, purple bar star, right? Off to the right, if I'm trying to take these trades, I'm looking for a 2-bar combo, triangle down, bar up. You have to have an idea. If you're looking for shorts here, you're not going to take that trade, right? If I'm looking, so let's say I'm wrong and I'm looking for the shorts, right? So I'm over here. So maybe I try it over here. Well, no setup here, triangle up, stuff, that's a short. Well, that lets you squeeze out to a scale and it stops you, right? Triangle up, star down, lets you squeeze out to a scale, and then it stopped you. It just wasn't short at that particular time, right? I'm looking for the next trade, right? I'm looking for the next trade. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it anywhere in here, right? It just doesn't set up for me until right there, right? So I'm going to take some stops. The key is when I get it and I let it stretch that I get my RR. Now that I'm on the right side of the apex, triangle up, get stuffed, right? Purple bar, point of control above. It's not A++, but it's an A grade trade. It's good, right? That's a scalp. The one with the stars, that's the trade I'm really reaching for, right? Pink bar, star, roll to the downside, right? Purple bar star, if you're looking long, just the opposite, right? If you're not looking short, you're thinking, hey, we're long, and you take this, that's going to stop you, but it's a controlled stop, right? The big key here is that you're lining up location with where the algo is firing, and this is this evening in Asia. And what you'll see here in Asia, if I trade it, I don't trade Asia 99% of the time. Don't want to be a liar completely about it. But if you look, you get triangle down to get stuffed. It goes up, triangle up, star down. You think, oh, that's a great trade. You can't let it close above. If it closes above, it's usually going to run. And then you look in the high, pink bar, star down. Again, look at the difference here, right? Here I got triangle down. That means on a 20, it's a little bit smaller. So I would have started with an entry right here at 16. 16, it's probably a 15-point stop. So let's just call it 30. Maybe 17. I probably would put the stop at, see, I know this bar would close behind right here. So that would be the stop. So let's just call it 16 to 31. So it's about 17 points a stop, right? As soon as I get this, right? So as soon as I get this down triangle, that becomes about 10 points a stop. So hopefully you took a scale there, but either way, you should move your stop to 10 points away from the original entry. So that becomes 16. And that means you got to stop at 26 right there. And really, if you played this all the way through, you got triangle down, they got stuffed, you should just close the trade right there at 20, let's just call it 23, 22.50. So you ended up entering the trade at 16 and closed it for 22.50 for 7 points worth of loss. You have to move on the smaller charts, you have to move your stops quickly, right? So let's just say you lost let's just call it 10 points because I'm tired, right? So then you come take your next trade. Pink bar, star, okay? So here your stop goes to about 10 points, right? So that means if you get 61, that 51 gets you your 1-to-1 RR. So there's 61, there's 51, and now you've stretched all the way down to 11. So on one trade in Asia this evening, which I don't trade Asia, and I don't suggest you trade Asia because it can be a little wonky, but the algo is the algo, right? So if you took that trade, you ended up with an entry at 11,761. You're currently trading at 11,707. So you've now garnered $1,000 a contract. Whereas over here to the right, you lost $200 a contract. So the RR is there, and if you're patient and you let this set up, again, I go through this in detail every day in the room. I call the setups up as I see them. I don't take every single one because I'm not a robot, right? And I'm thinking through: am I at location? Do I have the trade I want to capture? What is my bias for the day? Are we above prior day's high and there's targets above? Am I shooting for a target down low and looking for potential entry? All this stuff enters my mind. But if you need a guide to start, the problem with trading futures is the leverage, right? So if you need a guide to go, hey, I need a way of figuring out what trades I'm taking, 2-bar combo, and then the variations below that, and I'll go in and set those up on another date. I hope that helped. Ritesh, this is particularly for you. You gave me a shout out and asked for some help with it. So there's the help. The number one trade is any algo 2-bar combo that involves the star, because the stretches on them, the potential on the stretches are huge, and the RR can be fantastic on it. And anyways, that's my 2 cents. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will see everyone in the room tomorrow morning. Have a great night. And again, if you would like to ask for a 5-day pass to the room, hit me up right here at tradingperform@gmail.com. I promise you, it is either the best $95 or $250 a month you've ever spent. Get rid of the bullshit of all the other rooms, and let an algo actually guide you and explain and tell you what the price action that you're looking for, so that you can make money. And again, what you'll see, and I think this is important, I don't do a lot of videos. I don't do a lot of promoting because my focus is on the people in the room, and I focus on the room enormously. You don't see me tweeting all day because this is hard work. And you need someone to help you, and I bring 25 years of experience to the table. So anyways, have a great night, guys. Ritesh, I hope this helps. Send me some feedback. Have a good night. See you guys.